Good morning, everybody. This is Damon Bond of Bond Realty Group, licensed real estate broker in the states of Connecticut and New York. Hope everybody's doing well. Today is Friday, November 16th, 2018. Thank you for tuning in to Real Talk, which is where we talk about real estate issues that may have some impact on your life. And I'm happy to answer any old questions. You always email me at dbond011@gmail.com. That is dbond011@gmail.com. You can always call me at 203-394-8123, 203-394-8123. All phone calls, text messages, emails will be answered accordingly. So it's not a problem. You can reach out to me, as I always say. Hope everybody's doing well. All right, today I wanted to focus on specifically on HUD Properties. And if you notice, as we get towards the end of the year, doing a lot of review because a lot of people have been asking me a lot of questions, a lot more questions. They've been, asking me a lot more questions with regards to bank-owned properties. And bank-owned properties seem to be very, very popular these days for some reason, but they seem to be. So what I want to do is I want to go over specifically bank-owned HUD properties versus other bank-owned properties, or not so much other bank-owned properties, but just HUD properties in itself. Now, a couple of things here. All right. Sometimes HUD, bank-owned, REO properties are used interchangeably, right? HUD properties are properties that are sold directly through the Department of Housing and Urban Development. All right. Hence HUD. That's where the acronym comes from, HUD. And HUD properties are a little bit different from the other ones, depending on where you are in the tri-state area. All right, or even in the country, because sometimes cities may have properties up for sales, or some type of state agency. Like here in Connecticut, we have the Connecticut Housing Finance Authority (CHFA), where they sell, they put properties up for on the market as well. And then of course, the various banks have their properties. J.P. Morgan, Chase, Bank of America, People's Bank, Citibank, and so forth, Deutsche Bank. So they have their properties as well, that they list. And, and then, of course, it's Fannie Mae. Bank-owned HUD properties are unique for a couple of things. Number one, like I said before, they sold directly by the federal government. Now, with that said, if you're interested in purchasing a HUD property, you need the buyer agent, right? The buyer's agent, the real estate person, must be on the approved HUD list, all right, through HUD. So, for example, my firm, Bond Realty Group, we are a HUD approved agency. Only those agents who are on the list can submit an offer on behalf of a buyer. If you're not there, you can't do it. All right, as a buyer's agent. So let's say you see John Doe, right? And John Doe's a licensed real estate agent, being in Connecticut or New York or wherever. If John Doe is not listed as a HUD selling agent, he cannot sell properties. Or if it's a Jane Doe, she can't sell properties either. All right, and this is done through what they call a NAID. NAID. Don't ask me what it means. I forgot. All right, stands for the national something. I don't know what that's irrelevant though, right? But in any case though, they must have an NAID number. And for brokers who may be listening to this, or real estate people, you can actually apply for an NAID number. It's very easy to do. You go to HUDstore.com, I think it is. I forgot the HUD store, and they give you the steps on how to do that. So anyway, you must be a HUD approved agent. If you're not, you can't do it. That's the first step. All right. The second step is they give you a timer on how long you have until you bid. So, for example, usually with HUD properties is they open it up to home buyer, owner occupants first, right? That's what they usually do. They open up to owner occupants or nonprofit agencies. Sometimes you have a nonprofit agency, let's say like Habitat for Humanity, that'll buy a property, they'll fix it up, and they'll have somebody, come in and buy it. It's not a flip, it's just that they're providing affordable housing. So usually the first leg of it is for owner occupants, people actually going to live there, not investors, and nonprofits, right? And usually usually it's like a 2-week time period they do that. if nobody puts offer in by that time, right? No owner occupants or nonprofit agencies, then it opens up to investors. These are people who plan to flip it and don't live there or whatever it is. So usually they give you a time. They stick to that time, a strictly, thing there. So for example, they'll say, yeah, you got, 14 hours or 24 hours or 10 hours, to bid on this property. So the agent's going to come, and unlike other properties where usually, the agent will have you fill out, either offer to purchase or a contract, depending on where you're from, but anything in writing saying that you plan to purchase this property for X amount of dollars, right? You don't do that with HUD. Everything is filled online. The agent has 15 minutes to fill that out. If the agent does not fill that out in within 15 minutes, then it resets. You have to do everything over again. So during that 15 minutes, right, the agent is going to enter his or her NID number, their real estate license number, all right, and then they're going to enter, those basic things. And then what they're going to do is they're going to enter your information, the buyer's information, right? Now remember, this is only for owner occupants. So they're going to enter the owner occupants information, and some name, address, things like this. Now, one thing that they do, and you may be taken aback by this, but they have to do it, is the HUD sheet is going to ask you for your social security number or your EIN, your employee identification number, right? It's okay to provide your real estate salesperson, because they are professionals, with this. I know it sounds, but that's a HUD requirement, all right? They want that to, do that. That's their requirement, not the brokerage requirement. That is HUD. So the feds want that number. Is what I usually do is this. As I'm filling out, I'll call my prospective buyer. I'll be like, hey, listen, they need your social. Just so that way, you can give it to me right now and I'll put it in. I'm not going to write nothing down. You don't have to text me anything down, because I don't play with people's social security number like that. I take that very seriously. So that way I don't have any, record of having it per se. So I said, yeah. And usually they'll do that. They'll give it to me on the phone and I'll put it in, and plus, if anything goes wrong, of course, you're easy to find. But yeah, so it's okay. So that's one instance where it's okay to give your social security number to your real estate person who's putting an offer on your behalf. Then, of course, is the purchase price. Now, the way HUD Properties work, and others look at this way, they look at the bottom line. So, for example, let's say there's a property on the market for $100,000. You want to put a $90,000 offer on it, all right? And then after that, they have to consider paying out commissions both to the listing agent and the selling agent, right? So let's say that's going to be about, $10,000. I'm just making this up. $5 for the real estate agent, selling agent, $5 for the listing agent, right? What they'll do is they'll count their net thing. So when your agent, fills it out, all right. And what I do is always give a copy of my clients that I submitted it, because it's date stamped and time stamped, everything like this, right? So they look at the bottom line. So if you put an offer for $400,000, if you put an offer, even if you put an offer for $400,000, right? I said $90,000 before, we'll just make it even $100K. Right? They're going to consider their net profit, all right, what HUD's going to get, which would be, let's say, $90,000, because I said, let's assume that the commission paid out was $10,000 on both sides, all right? That's what they look at. So it's strictly a numbers thing, all right? It's strictly a numbers thing. That's what I can say about that. So they go for everything else. Now, another key component is this. As a buyer, have an idea of who you want to represent you in a real estate transaction. Here in Connecticut, as well as New York, you need a real estate person to handle the closing. Right? Now, I don't know how it is on that end, because usually the way it works is this. Because I don't think you have to be a license. I don't think you have to be registered with HUD. As long as you're a licensed attorney, then you're good. So what I usually do is, sometimes what buyers may not know, I put attorneys who I know who are pretty good. I say, okay, I got to do this, because you have to have something in. And once you put in the attorney's information, it'll automatically populate of all the attorneys that are admitted to the bar in the state of Connecticut and the state of New York. And, you just fill in accordingly. And then it's automatically populated, all right, in the pop-down thing. And that's it. You don't give any money, all right, for the HUD property, because because they'll ask if you're paying cash, right, then you just took off cash, right? They'll get their money at closing. If you are getting a loan of any type, right, you just put down how much you're going to put down. No monies are exchanged until after the offer is submitted. All right, until after the offer is accepted, rather. So no monies is given, so you don't have to give any monies, right then and there. And so that's pretty much it. Usually it'll take about a day or so, less than a day, to get back a result. Sometimes it'll say, I know the offer was accepted, let you know, or what have you. Sometimes the bank will actually go on a counter offer as well. It varies. It varies. Now, you can always check off somewhere where it says, if another offer is selected, would you like to use this as a backup offer, right? And usually I just say, yeah, just in case. And I just do that as well. So I hope this was very helpful to you. Like I said, buying HUD properties, people are very interested in it. Buying HUD properties are very, very unique compared to other properties. I hope information was good for you. All right. So once again, if you have any questions, go email me at dbond01@gmail.com. That is dbond011@gmail.com. You can always give me a call, 203-394-8123, 203-394-8123. All right. And you can share this on YouTube, share it on Facebook. You can like it on Facebook, like it on YouTube, and whatever it is. Hope this is very informative and informational for you. So this is Damon Bond, a Bond Realty Group, licensed real estate broker in the states of Connecticut and New York. Hope everybody is doing well. Stay safe, stay warm. All right. And yes, be at peace. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.